Hey everyone, welcome to my weekly angel reading. I'm Rachel Scoltock and hopefully you can hear me. And I'm about to start the reading for the week ahead. Hi Kylie, nice to see you. And I've actually gone and dug out a really old deck of cards. This is my very first deck that I bought 17 or 18 years ago. Hey Martin, hi Chris, hi Rena, nice to see you. So welcome to the weekly angel reading. Later on, I'll pull 3 cards for you from the angels, giving you the message for the week ahead. And I'll also do a little bit of healing with you. Hi Cheryl, hi Rhonda. Just while everybody's coming on, I'll just tell you a little bit about what I do. And then I'm just going to tell you a little story, something that happened to me recently, which you might find interesting. So I'm in my new place. I'm afraid I couldn't do much else last week other than just do the very quick video you probably saw. I was in the middle of moving. So there's still boxes everywhere because I went away at the weekend, but I'll be getting onto it very soon. So I wanted to tell you a little story about somebody. Hey Noor, hi Phil. Somebody said to me recently, and legitimately, they weren't being sarcastic or cynical. They said to me, WTF, what the are angels? Why should I call on the angels for help with anything? Like, what are they going to do for me? Why do you work with them? Why do you talk about them all the time? You know, what is it? What's in it for other people? And, you know, it sort of struck a chord with me because I realized I've been doing this for 15 years as an angel medium. I channel the angels. I give angel readings. I do healing with the angels. And I'm also a therapist. But the reason that it struck a chord with me was I know all of this stuff now. So probably sometimes new people come into my pages and they have a look at my website and they have a look at what I do, but they're not really sure why it should help them. Why should it help you? Like what has it got to do with you? And is it just an airy-fairy woo-woo concept that, you know, doesn't really appeal to everybody? It's just for people who are on a spiritual path or people who want to believe in something external. And, you know, it really brought me back to the why of what I do this. So first I want to talk to you about what angels are and why they can help us so much. So 18 years ago, when I was driving my car over the range, I wasn't yet a Australian resident. I was an overseas student studying in Kempsey, New South Wales in Australia. And I'd had a big fight with a boyfriend. It was quite a toxic relationship. And I was coming back down the mountain from the Tamworth Country Music Festival, which is in my heart always. And I was really sad and wondering whether to end this relationship. And 10 minutes into the drive, a voice that was not in my car, I was alone, I had music going, said, stop. And what happened was I slowed down. I've told this story many times, so I'll shortcut it. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Christy. Hi, Rob. I'll shortcut it. Is that voice actually stopped me from crashing into a multiple car accident that was on the mountain. When I went around the next corner, there was cars everywhere. There were people out of the cars. There was a VW bug had gone over the side of the mountain. It just could see its back bumper hanging off. And I just realized then somebody who wasn't physical had stopped me from having an accident. And that was my very, very first that I knew of, my very first introduction to the angels. Wasn't religious. I wasn't raised religious. I'm born and christened Church of England, but I wasn't in a religious family more than that. Didn't really learn about angels at school because we weren't Catholic, so they didn't really talk about that. So it wasn't something that I had a lot to do with, and I didn't really think about it. I thought maybe it was my granddad, but I knew it wasn't my granddad's voice who passed over. So one step led to another, and I just started asking, like, who was that? Who saved me that day? And I started to find a feather every single day on my doorstep. I started to hear that same voice saying my name when I woke up in the morning. It was a deep, resonant male voice. I started to hear little messages, go left, go right, just telling me to do things. I went to Port Macquarie, which isn't very far away, looking for a book to help me with the relationship. And I ended up buying this deck of cards. You can see how old and battered that is. And that was my first deck of angel cards. And from there on in, there was a sticker on the deck that said that Doreen Virtue, the author of the cards, was coming to Australia a few months later. And I decided to go and see her, and she talked about angels all the way through it. And everything that she said in her seminar was 100% of what had happened to me, right down to the voice, disembodied voice, the feathers every day, the voice on awakening, seeing sparks of light in the corner of the room, hearing amazing disembodied celestial orchestral music, even though I was living on 28 acres in the middle of nowhere, hearing that music in the middle of the night and knowing it didn't come from my neighbors. And all of that she said, and she talked about angels. So I had to do my own research because apparently in numerology, I've got the line of a skeptic, which I am. I'm a pretty skeptical person. So I needed to find out for myself, was it really angels? And so I needed more proof. And I asked for guidance when I left that seminar. I asked for help with something, and something absolutely amazing happened. So I was walking up a Sydney hill, carrying a big heavy bag, going on my way back to Kempsey on the train, ultimately. And I asked the angels, if you exist, send me someone that was going to help me up this hill with my big heavy bags. And within 30 seconds, I don't even know if it was that long, there was a big loud beeping sound, and a Sydney bus had pulled over in full morning rush hour traffic against parked cars and was signaling to me to get from behind me to get on the bus. And he gave me a lift all the way to Central. And from that moment onwards, miracles upon miracles upon miracles, I just kept getting that kind of guidance, and they guided me to do the work I do today. So why angels should help you is what I've discovered in working with the angels. And angels are celestial beings. They're beings of light. They're not like your deceased grandmother or mother or friend or cousin or child. They can be like angels. You know, they are humans that have lived an earthly life. Angels are not human. They've never lived an earthly life. They may have temporarily manifested on the planet to help you in a moment of need. And I've had an angel appear in front of me and as a human and fixed, and then something, and then disappeared instantly. So they are celestial beings. They're beings of light. They're 100% trustworthy. They come from the divine. Never believe anyone who tells you that they're the devil in disguise. You are a human being with intuition, feelings and emotions. And I know sometimes we can be tricked by humans, right? We have been tricked before, like someone sold us something dud. We've dated someone that it turned out to be a creep. I'm guilty of that one. You know, we can be conned. I get that. But an angel is so full of light and goodness and love. You could not pretend that much light and love. I mean, what would be the point, really? So I'm not a big fan of people telling me, as I've been told many times over the years by religious people, that I'm being led astray by demons. I'm not. I've got a successful business, and if anything has ever gone wrong in my life, it's been because of my own choices and my own fault. So we should never give our power away to any deity, spiritual being. We should always keep the power in our own hands and not blame or you know, blame anyone, good or bad. So coming back to why angels can help others, how they can help you. You know, angels are part of us. They're not something that just comes when we call. Of course they do come, they send extra angels when we call. They are a part of our truth, who we are. So just as much as we have a beating heart, we have a brain, we also have chakras, we have an energy field which is invisible to some. We also have angels. So it's like they come included. They're included in the package. So we already have angels. So whether you believe in them or not, they're with you. They don't belong to a religion. They are, of course, part of every spiritual teaching that there is on the planet in some form or another, spoken about in different ways. Creator spirits, divas, bodhis, all of that. They are all part of the same thing. They are loving messengers of the divine who come to protect, heal, and guide humanity. So you have guardian angels with you all the time. So you don't have to believe in them. They're there anyway, right? the thing is, when you do believe in them and you start to have faith in them a little bit, and I only had, you know, a tiniest piece of faith that day when I asked for help going up the hill and a bus pulled over. And that bus was out of service, by the way. They weren't running normal. He was just going back to depot. I only had a tiny bit of faith, but I had enough faith to say, if you exist, please give me a sign. Please help me. So you don't have to have tons and tons of faith. You don't have to become an angel healer or an angel medium or a professional psychic. You don't have to change your life at all. You just have to start asking for their help. Hey, Kitty, Emily, Lauren, thanks for being here. So, you know, as the lady said to me the other day, WTF are angels, and how can they help me? And I totally get that. You know, we don't have to all be spiritual. We don't all have to believe in the same thing. And why should we, right? We should never put down other people for what they believe in. But the reason I teach about angels and why I bring them into the healing that I do, and I'm a pretty good therapist, you know, I can work on my own, if you like, but absolute miracles happen. So in my healing sessions, whether we're cutting a cord to a past relationship, or we're releasing a pain and suffering or a trauma that's happened, or we're letting go of some unconscious belief, the whole time I'm working, the angels, including Archangel Michael, are working with me and my client. And that goes for a really fast way of working. He will guide me to the problem really, really quickly, and he will clear that energy of the problem. So clearing the energy is like pulling a weed out of the ground. Instead of just snapping it off, you're pulling the root out. So you're taking not only the emotions, the thoughts, but the actual core of what caused it. And that leads to miraculous healing. That leads to miraculous healing. The other way that angels are amazing healers is that if you ask them to, and you don't have to be a professional healer to do this, if you ask them to come to you, take this heaviness from my heart, take this suffering, help me to see it from a different perspective so I can heal it, they will do that for you. They're amazing transformers of energy. So as humans, we're pretty crap at transforming energy. Not meaning to put ourselves down, but when you're with a friend and a friend is depressed or angry or going through something heavy, and you're with that friend and you're empathically trying to help them, you know, trying to be sympathetic, you're giving them advice, giving them guidance, you know, hands up if you're the person that walks away feeling worse possibly than your friend does at the end of it, because you've done your best to try and transform your friend's pain into peace. And so many empathic healers, intuitives, creatives, they've got this magical way of being able to take people's pain and give a word of wisdom, advice, guidance, and love, and you know, really transform that person. Yes, you were good at that. But then what happens to the pain that we're carrying is that we can tend to take it into our own energy in our own body. And that's where the angels come in. I generally, 99% don't have a healing crisis in any of the healing work that I do, because the angels take that energy away so that I'm not holding it. It doesn't stay in the room and it doesn't stay with my client. So try it. You know, when you want to let something go, or you're working with a friend or a client, even if you're a person, or you can just feel some negative energy, maybe you're sitting on a bus next to someone, just ask, angels, please take this suffering away and make sure that it doesn't stay in my energy, because your deep compassion and your deep will to change and help someone can sometimes result in you feeling like you're, you know, splattered yourself, you know, because what happens is an energy exchange rather than it being a transmutation of energy. So that's why we need angels, and that's why we need to ask for their help, because they really cannot intervene in our lives unless it's life and death before our time. So we have to ask for their help, and we can ask for their help with energy. They're expert energy healers. They know the energetic nature of the universe. They know the energetic nature of you. They know you on a very deep level. From your soul, they see through your ego. They see through all of the defenses and they see through your fears. And they're able to zoom in on what you need, what your soul needs right there in that moment. So the second way they help us is they're great energy protectors, and they're also protectors from all kinds of danger. Just like what happened to me on the mountain with the car accident, the angels will step in and attempt to protect you when you're in danger. So that protection might come in the form of shielding you from taking on negative energy. It might be a cushioning, whereas you have a car accident, but you're not as damaged as you thought you might be. I fell off the steps the other day carrying a big box when I was over enthusiastically moving house. And I seriously thought I'd broken my ankle. I went over, twisted and cracked, and goodness. Miracle number one, the cleaner was there. The lady that I got to clean my house was there just about to leave, and she leapt out of her car. She was an ex-nurse. Miracle number two, not even a bruise. Like, yeah, it hurt me, and it hurt for 24 hours. But now there's nothing, and there was no bruise. There was just a tiny bit of swelling. I just credit that to my angels. I was being protected. I was being cushioned. So the angels will protect you, they'll cushion you, but they will also sometimes give you guidance. So like I had on that mountain road, they'll say, wait, stop, don't go there, end this relationship, you know, give such and such a call. You'll get the guidance, and it might not come as a big kind of booming voice from the heavens. It might come just as your own thought repeating, you know, thinking, I better get home, or I better leave here now, or I might not go there today. That repetitive, and it's not anxious. It never comes with anxiety. It's usually quite peaceful. It's just a kind of, no, I think I'll go the other way. That's the way they protect us. So they work in concert with your intuition. So it's like having an extra volume on your intuition, or like a coach or a helper with you all the time who's watching out for you. The other way that angels help us is through guidance. So in that way, that nudge, that voice, that feeling inside of you, but also they will give you the steps that you need to take for your next steps in life, so for your life purpose. They know all of this stuff. They carry the divine wisdom of your life purpose. So it doesn't matter if you call them creator spirits, your spirit guides, your angels, doesn't matter what you call them. They are the purest, divine, highest guides, and they will never lead you astray. In fact, they will protect you against the things and the people and the spirits that would lead you astray. So that's why I work with angels, and that's why part of my purpose when I started this business 15 years ago, I really said to myself, I want more people to know and discover how that spiritual help and how easy it is to get and how simple it is. And I really think we make it really, really difficult. I think we make it really complex, and I think we have these kind of expectations that the angels are going to be a certain way. And if we don't get it that way, and I've seen this in lots of people over the years, people have a big sulk. They have a big sulk. They say, oh, my angels didn't answer my prayer. I bet you they did. I bet you they did. And I bet you it was just with a little tiny step of guidance that didn't seem like the whole picture. It didn't seem like it was all coming at once. So you dismissed it, or you overlooked it, or it came through your thoughts repeatedly, but because you don't trust yourself, you overrode it and chose a different direction. We always have to remember it comes back to us and our own power. And if we are not in our own power at any time, we're lost. We're lost. So it doesn't matter. Our angels could have megaphones in our ears. If we're not in our power and we're saying, oh, nobody loves us and there's no spirits out there and no angels helping us, then it's like we've just put our lives on dimmer switch and nothing's happening. And then when we come back into that realization of like, I don't get to blame anyone else. I have to take this into my own hands, and I have to start asking for help and receiving and accepting that help and getting humble about that help. Then it all starts to happen. So, and I don't think it's just about our physical lives and manifesting the car, the money, all of that is what we need. We can't live without money at this stage. So there's no sin or guilt in all of that. But it's not just about our external life, it's about our internal life. And I really do believe, and especially at this point, it's almost like I can see now why I felt so strongly about becoming a spiritual healer so long ago. and why I was being nudged to do it, is that now there is so much pain, suffering, and struggling in the world, and so much fear, that now we need our angels more than ever. They bring divine love, they bring peace, they bring relief from all of that, and they help us to see a different way. They teach us to think differently. Imagine if everybody listened to their angels. Imagine if the politicians listened to their angels. Imagine if your ex-partner had listened to their angels. What difference would it have made? What difference would it have made if you knew how to hear your angels and what they were saying to you back then when you were going through something tough, or now? You know, it changes everything. And all we need is a bit of faith, a bit of trust, and we need to do what I did, is ask. Ask, even if you have skepticism, ask. And don't be so ready to dismiss and judge and put it down, because it doesn't make you a weirdo. It doesn't make you anything, really. No one even need know about it if you haven't asked yet. So I know the angels have got so much more for us. So I feel like I've spoken for ages. Hey Chrissy, hi Peter, Emma, Joseph, hi Karen. Thanks for being here. So I'll put us some cards if you're into that, unless you've got any questions. Anyone, please, ask questions if you've got questions about the angels. Hey Vicky, I see you there. And then I'm going to use this old deck of mine. This is actually version 2, to pull us some cards for the week ahead. So let's pull some cards. Let's call in the angels. So let's call on your guardian angels, because that helps you to really know that they're around you. And why don't we ask our angels for a sign today? Hey Stacey, let's ask the angels for a sign today that will help you to know for sure that you have angels with you. And look, I still ask for those signs, even though I do this every day, because I need comfort and guidance too. And I need to know that I've been heard, that my prayers have been heard. And it's just, it's like making contact with a distant relative. You need to know they're still there for you. You need to know that they're still connected. And sometimes those signs come in such a beautiful, perfect way. I wrote about one of them yesterday on Instagram and Facebook. That just will melt your heart, and you'll know, because the feeling is so strong. You'll get an emotional feeling, you'll get a reaction, your body will tell you that you're on the right track. So I ask for an invite, the presence of our guardian angels. For everybody here, I know that our guardian angels are already here, but please make your presence known. I ask you to draw in closer to us, and let each of us know that you are with us today. Thank you so much for your protection, your guidance, and your healing. Thank you for being with us from the very moment that we are born all the way through until after we leave this earthly plane. And thank you for guiding each of us on our life purpose, so that we can lift our vibration and take ourselves to a place where we rise above the suffering and the challenges. So take a deep breath and maybe just relax a bit, open your frame, and call on your angels, your guardian angels, and say, guardian angels, thank you for being with me. If you're really there, show me, give me a sign. I ask that you make this sign so clear, so obvious, that I cannot miss it. And please help me today with my struggles. And just take some deep breaths and just tell the angels what it is that you would like help with. And let's also ask for help for those who are unwell and suffering. Maybe our loved ones, maybe people that you know, maybe people that you don't know. So that we ask that the divine love from the angels and divine source is spread over the planet and given to all, and opening the hearts of those who do not have their hearts open, so that they can also know the truth and the peace and the love that is with all of us always. Beautiful. So I feel like our guardian angels are really helping with this reading today. I can feel Archangel Michael stepping back a little and allowing for the guardian angels to work with us. So you'll learn more. I've got a course coming up, an online e-course, and you'll learn more about the angels and archangels and how to connect with them and how to tell the difference and how to see, feel, hear, and know their presence in this online course I'm just about to launch. So guardian angels, thank you for helping us with this reading. Thank you for giving everybody a clear message about what they most need to know this week. And look, I know 100% that everybody here will hear the message that they most need to hear. It might not be the same as the other person's, but you'll hear the words in a different way. They will activate your thoughts and your energy in a different way individually. And that's why this stuff works, because we're all connected, right? Okay, so 3 cards. Oh, no, 4. All right. Oh, got you. Wow. So this is your first card. I can't tell you how much I love these cards. They're the first deck I ever bought, apart from tarot cards, which I had since I was about 13. Bethany, when you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing break today. And then, or treat today, such as a massage or pedicure or a sea salt bath. So this is really telling us that to have space. Have you noticed recently that time seems to be speeding up? We go through phases where it seems really fast. So this is all to do with not just what's going on the planet, in our energy, but also what's going on in our minds. So if you're really rushed, if you're always affirming there's not enough time, if you're not feeling great, then time will seem to speed up. And that's because everything is relative, right? Everything begins with us. If we all change our thoughts tomorrow and started thinking about the angels, then angels would just become a normal part of life on earth. You know, things manifest and disappear according to what we're thinking. So this is asking you to take a breather, slow down, relax. Don't give in to that fear about time. Don't give in to the stress energy. Know that everything will get done. It's about creating space so your angels can speak with you. So there's new ideas that want to come through to you, but they've been blocked because you have been distracted, overwrought, thinking about negative thoughts, maybe too rushed and too busy, not letting anything in. Your energy is closed down. The angels are bringing you creative new ideas. They're giving you ways to give birth to this new phase of life that I know that you want right now. It's like the new beginning you've been wanting for a really long time. It's like we're all on this same wave, but we're doing it in our own way. It's like you're ready for something new. You're ready for an upgrade, an up level. So you're being protected and guided. So don't worry about, is there enough money? Is there enough time? Is that, you know, all of that is scarcity thinking. You've got to come back and let your angels hold you in their energetic love embrace and allow for these new ideas to come in, because you're blocking them right now. Lots of people are feeling grief at this moment. Are you feeling like that? A bit of sadness? You feel like tears welling up for no apparent reason, or ruminating over old stuff, or maybe you are actually at an end of something and you can feel it's the end. So at the moment I've got a beloved relative who's very ill, elderly. So many of us are feeling that way, and it is the truth, you know, of life, but it's also part of this energetic shift that we're in right now. It's really intense, and I know how hard it is, but we're all being awakened. We're all reaching for enlightenment. We're no longer willing to sit under the umbrella of all, you know, whatever people are telling us, whether it's a government, whether it's a religion. It's about finding it for ourselves. It's about empowerment, and that's another reason why we need our angels. So if you are feeling sad, you're feeling the harshness of letting go, you're feeling the difficulty, Call on your angels to comfort and guide you. They will be there, and this phase will soon be over. It's just like the sun going down at the end of the day. We can't say, oh no, don't go, and try to hold it. We have to let it go, and then a new day will begin. Got it? And the outcome is just superb. I love this card. Look at her. Oceana, the angel that is, she's leaving the depths, and she's going to the light. She's going to the surface. She's supported by dolphins, which I think are the guardians of the sea. And she's also got these beautiful pink corals around her, which are also representing guardianship and protection. And that's you. You're protected, even though you might not be able to see it. You're not looking in that direction, and that's why you can't see it. Not only are you going to a lighter, higher vibration, isn't that wonderful that we spoke about that today, but you are also being guided. Look at the light that's around her as she's going to that place. So even though things might seem difficult, they're not. So this is the time that's going to feel tough, because it's like you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to be more assertive. You have to do the things you feel like you shouldn't have to do. It's a positive thing, and it means being brave. It's taking a leap of faith. So thank you so much for listening and watching and joining me. I'm a little bit disheveled today. I'm a bit tired. I did a long drive yesterday, and as I said, I moved last week, so I'm not quite back into my normal flow, but I'm always in a good space when I'm doing these Facebook Lives, and I absolutely love working with you live, and I love working with the angels. So if you've got any questions, please let me know. I better put my specs back on in case. Chrissy says that she feels like she let go of her angels years ago. Well, they didn't let go of you, Chrissy. So don't worry, you can reconnect with them whenever you want to. And it's normal to go through phases of losing faith. It's, you know, do you remember when Mother Teresa passed away and all her letters were revealed, and some of her letters she'd lost faith? And that's part of the spiritual journey, you know. That's why we're here in a way, because we're on the earth as a physical being, and we can sometimes forget our spiritual side, and sometimes we've got to get out of this childish thing that so many of us do, is getting annoyed with God and the angels or the divine or the universe for when things don't go right. Sometimes we're guided to those challenges because we have to learn a lesson. Sometimes we put ourselves in them, but to blame the angels is and that's often why some people will lose faith. But for you, Chrissy, maybe it was just you got out of practice and you got distracted. You've got plenty on your plate. So Rhonda, I wonder if a blue-tongued lizard ambling out from under the fridge is a clear enough sign. Yes, he's slowly making his way past you, and he's 2 foot. Goodness me, Rhonda, I would say that's a sign. I saw a huge skink the other day, and that was a great sign. So have a look and find out what the exact meaning is of blue-tongued lizard, I'm sure. But you're definitely being shown something. So thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Karen, good for you taking a breath today. And I'm going to be too after this. So lots of love and angel blessings. I'll be back through the week with some more video, and yeah, please feel free to get in touch. I do work with people. People often ask me if this is a free service. This part is, but I give readings, MP3 readings, which aren't going to last forever, I have to tell you. I'm really changing up my business at the moment. I also do one-on-one sessions via video call. So we do healing, we do therapy, we bring in the angels, we clear energy, we release what holds you back and sabotages and is keeping you negative. So that's part of what I do in the one-on-ones. And then I've got this amazing program called Rich Radiant Angel, which is helping people manifest and transform their lives. And it's really going deep and pulling out those energies and emotions, traumas, fears, beliefs that are holding them back. And I'm seeing miracles take place in front of my eyes. So that's run by video call as well. That's called Rich Radiant Angel. And coming soon is my long-awaited Alchemy of Angels course, which is a 6-part live group course all about the angels and how they can help you to change your life. And it's very personal too. I'll be helping you to do some healing. So please get in touch if there's anything that you would like to know, if there's anything that you would like to chat about, if you want to know if I can help you, PM me and we can set up a time and talk. I do these 30-minute soul chats where we can talk about what's going on for you and how I would help you if you wanted to work with me. It's not anything to be worried about, but it is free if you want to look in, but it is for people who want to work with me, who are interested and serious about changing their lives. So lots of love to you. Have an awesome week, and I will see you next time. Bye.